Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to calculate the moment from a point using the vector equations. Before that, you need to know what's mean by moment and how to find that the equation of the moment using vector. So before that, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe it. Also, I have done many videos regarding matrices as well as vectors. If you like to watch them, I have given the link in the description. Okay, let's go through this question. So if you are already new this concept, just pause the video and try it in your own, so it would be more helpful. After that, watch the rest of the video. So before that, I'm going to tell a brief of that theory, how to calculate the moment of force and what's the equation of that. So the thing over here is, as you all know, moment is equals to F into R, which means the force and the perpendicular distance from that point we need to measure the moment. So this is a simple way. However, when we are denoting the mathematical notation, we need to consider some signs over here. So before that, I'm going to mark a picture over here. So let's say there's a force acting like this over here with the magnitude of F and the direction is vertical. So here I'm going to point this as P and this one is as Q. Let's say I'm going to find the moment of this F force with respect to this Q point. For that, how to find that? We directly know we need to find the perpendicular distance for this force, which means I need to draw the perpendicular line for this force. After that, I can multiply this length into the force magnitude. If I do that, I will be getting the answer. But here, I'm going to use the vector method to find that. So how I'm going to find that? This thing is, I'm going to use the cross product over here. So before that, most probably you will know what's meant by the cross product. This is simply known as M is equals to R cross F. So what's mean by this R? So here the R would be the radius. So you don't need to figure whether what's the sign of this, which means what's the direction of this R. You can directly use this R vector and cross product with the F vector. If you do so, you will be getting the answer. So if you have some doubt, you can easily clarify this. Let's say, I assume that you all know what's mean by cross product. If you don't know, please watch any other YouTube videos for understanding this concept. So if I use this one, if I use the equation for this cross product, it would be having the answer of R mod and F mod, and the directions, the sign between these. So let's mark it as sine. So I'm going to mark this angle as theta. If I mark like this, I'm going to find the R with respect to Q, which means the direction of this R is going to be towards Q to P. So in this direction, I'm marking the R. If I mark it like this, when I'm using the cross product for R and F, we need to use the angle from here, from this R direction to F direction. So remember that how to mark this. So if I mark it like this, it's going to be pi minus theta. So when we are doing the cross product, we need to figure the angle between these two vectors like this, which means the vectors are passing from a point like this. If I consider this is going to be R, F, and the angle between these two vectors, please note that we can't put the theta directly. We need to find the angle when these two vectors are going to pass each other. Otherwise, we can tell in the opposite direction, they need to meet each other. So that's the main thing over here. From that, I can directly tell it's going to be, the angle would be pi minus theta. So I have marked this magnitude, and we need to denote the direction. Let's say the unit vector of the direction as n vector. So you already know this. If we having the cross product of two vectors, it's going to be RF, the magnitude of those into sine, the angle between them, this is going to be the magnitude, and the direction of this moment, or of this cross product of these two vectors. So how to find this end direction is simple. You need to use your right hand and just move 4 fingers in the direction where it starts. We are going to move the fingers from the R vector to F vector. If I move like this, it's going to point towards you, towards upwards. So the end direction would be in the upward direction, points towards you. So this is a simple method. You need to use your right hand and mark it from your R vector to F, because we are started with R vector. So we need to use the R vector in the first side. After that, we are going to move it to F vector. So this is a simple notation you need to know when you are doing the cross product. So this is a simple thing. So if you find this, it's going to show this that it's going to be equal to F into this R. And if you calculate this, it's going to be r into sine pi minus theta, which would be equals to r sine theta. You can easily prove this. So this is the vector notation. Moment is equals to r cross product with effect. So here the question is, they have given the magnitude of this force, which is 6 unit. But the thing is, we need to find what's the direction vector of r as well as direction vector of f. If we find this, we can directly find the moment of this vector. So here, let's draw a picture. So force F of 6 units. So I knew the magnitude. Now it's going to be 6 units. Acts through a point P. So let's say this is the point P, and having the points coordinates of 2, 3, 1 in the direction vector of 4, 1, 2. So the thing is, the force they have given, the direction vector of the force is going to be in this side. Let's say in this side, it's going to be the direction vector would be 4, 1, 2. So the thing is, they are asking to find the moment of the force about the point Q. Actually, we don't know what's the radial direction vector, r vector, but they are given 2 points in the r line. So here they have given the point 1, 2, 1. So over here, we can directly tell the r vector is going to be in this side. So first of all, we need to find what's the value of this r. After that, we knew that it's the direction vector of this force is 4, 1, 2. The main thing is, when we are using this vector, we need to make sure that it's also denoting the F's magnitude too. If you consider this one, you won't get the F's magnitude. Let's say this is, they are given 4, 1, 2. If you find the magnitude of the direction vector, it's not going to be 6. So first of all, we need to find what's the vector r vector direction vector of r. We can directly use this equation. R is going to be, when we are finding the direction vector between 2 points, we can directly find by deduct from this point to this one. Let's say I'm going to find the direction vector from Q. As I have marked over here, from Q we are going to find the direction vector. So when we are finding from this Q, we need to deduct this Q points from this P coordinates. So if when I'm finding the direction vector of r, I'm going to deduct this 1 from these 2. So if I deduct, I'm getting 1. If I deduct this 2 from these 3 y coordinates, I'm going to get 1. And if I deduct this 1 from this one, I'm going to get 0. So now I have found the for this r, direction vector of r. So the next thing is, we don't need to bother about the magnitude of this r, because we have found this value for this actual 2 points. So here we don't have any issues, but in this force direction vector, we need to find what's the magnitude of that. They have already given that this magnitude would be 6 units. So we need to use this in this direction vector. But they have given a direction vector, but with not its magnitude, but it's going to denote the direction, but its magnitude is not the force magnitude. So for finding that, we can directly use, first of all, we need to find what's the unit vector of this direction vector. We can directly find by, we need to divide it by 4 squared plus 1 squared plus 2 squared root of those. So let's say I'm going to use this one into 4, 1. If I divide these coordinate square and total it up and find the root of that and divide this. If you do this, you will be getting the direction vector in the unit wise direction vector. We are going to tell it like unit vector of that direction. So it's going to be 21 into 4, 1. So here, this is a unit vector. For one unit, the direction vector in that side, for one unit, it's going to be this. But here, we need to find for 6 unit, as f denotes 6 units. So I'm going to mark it like this. F, we need to directly multiply it. So if I multiply this, I'm going to be get 4, 1, 2. So the magnitude of this f vector going to be 6. So for that they are given the direction vector, but not with these units, this magnitude. So we are going to change this one by dividing these all things squares and finding the root and finding the unit vector of this one direction vector. After that, we need to find the total vector direction vector of this f considering that magnitude. So after that, we can directly use this equation. So I'm going to use this equation over here. So if I substitute directly, I'm going to get 1 comma 1 comma 0 cross this f would be 6 over 21 4 1 2. The thing over here is, as it's a magnitude, we can directly move along here. It's not a vector, so we can directly move over here. And the thing is, we can directly cross multiply this one, use cross product for these two. So let's say I'm going to write it again, 1 1 0 into 4 1 2. So after that, I need to find this direction vectors cross products. I can use the simple method. It's going to be, let's say, when you are finding the cross product, you need to mark it like this, I, J, K. And first of all, I'm going to mark this one as this is the first R direction vector. So I'm going to mark this like this, 1 1 0, and this is going to be 4 1 2. After that, I need to use the normal solving method. If I solve this, I'm going to get 1 into 2, 2. If I minus this 0, is going to be 2. So answer is 2. When I'm considering the y direction, I need to put this minus sign over here. When you are using the j second column, you need to put the minus sign over here. After that, you need to cross multiply this 1 into 2 minus 0. So it's going to be minus 2. And if you are considering this k point, it's again plus, then you need to multiply this 1 into 1 minus 1 into 4. It's going to be minus 3. So this is the moment from the Q point. So I hope this video would be clear for you. If you have any doubts, please comment it below so I can try to reply your doubts fast. Thank you.